been doing this other thing at the same time where he has been tweeting about Jeff Sessions. And again, this has nothing to do whether if you like Jeff Sessions. Obviously, Trump is really upset that Sessions recused himself in this from this Russian investigation. And you know what? I don't blame Trump for being upset. I think this Russian investigation is nonsense. It doesn't mean that there wasn't a meeting here that shouldn't have taken place. It doesn't mean that there wasn't a conversation. What it means is the narrative that they're wrapping that all in. The Democrats have done so much more with the Russians, even with Russian disinformation that they were getting from that Fusion GPS that was gotten by a Hillary donor. That was false information that they were using and spreading around and getting James Comey to start an investigation using that disinformation. All that stuff that they were doing, that's completely forgotten. Unmasking people in classified phone conversations, completely forgotten. It's just any meeting they had. They've got Kushner, Jared Kushner, is now, yesterday I think he was at the Senate Intel Committee. He was meeting staff, and today he is with the House Intel Committee, actually meeting with the congressman, answering questions. Remember this, he was in on that meeting with Donald Trump Jr. where they talked to the lawyer and nothing happened, and it was such a big story because nothing happened. And when nothing happens, that has got to lead the news. And Kushner kind of came out and blew it away. He gave an 11-page statement. He said he was in the meeting for 10 minutes and he texted somebody, his assistant, to call him, get him out of the meeting, which I thought, you should remember that next time you're talking to Jared Kushner. If he gets a phone call, he's bored, he's just tired. But here he comes out and makes a statement, and very rare for him to say anything at all, but here he is.
Let me be very clear. I did not collude with Russia, nor do I know of anyone else in the campaign who did so. I had no improper contacts. I have not relied on Russian funds for my businesses. And I have been fully transparent in providing all requested information. Donald Trump had a better message and ran a smarter campaign, and that is why he won. Suggesting otherwise ridicules those who voted for him.
See, that's such a good point, because what he's saying is everything that they have done to suggest that this was a Russian, invasion of America is attacking the people who went to the polls, all those people that Chuck Schumer's trying to win back, all those former working class Democrats who voted for Trump. They're the people who they're saying, when you call them deplorables, that's who you're talking to. When you say that they were fooled by the Russians, that's who you're talking to. It's a really, really good point. If Trump could just stay on point. So I don't blame Trump for being upset, but he's going after Jeff Sessions, his oldest friend, his oldest ally, the guy who really gave him the idea of the wall and going after immigration, who supported him in that. And he starts tweeting against him angrily and just kind of humiliating him in public. It's no way to treat somebody. First of all, it's no way to treat a friend. I mean, you call a guy in, talk to him, or whatever you want to do, send him a message through an intermediary. You don't go out on Twitter and go after your pals. That is not what you do. And so here is Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Just before I play this, I just have to say, there is a guy, let me see if I can find this. There is a guy who called, here it is, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. He called her, this is at the Daily Beast, this left-wing thing. This guy, Ira Madison III, he called her a butch queen, and he said, as she went in front of the press, he said it's her first time in drag at the ball. And this, if a right-wing guy did that, he would be pilloried, and rightly so. It's just disgusting. Anyway, she comes on Fox and Friends, and they ask her basically, is Trump going to fire Jeff Sessions?
Look, I know that he is certainly frustrated and disappointed in the Attorney General for recusing himself. But as we've said, I think that's a decision that if the president wants to make, he certainly will. And he's continuing to move forward and focus on other things. But that frustration certainly hasn't gone away. And, I don't think it will. But given the fact that the president is being attacked unnecessarily and certainly for no reason on something that I think he and most of America feel is a complete hoax, and that the media has gotten so spun up in Russia fever, we're looking to move on, and it makes it really hard when every single day the media spends 15 times as much time talking about Russia as they do the issues that Americans care about. There was a poll in the Wall Street Journal just last week that said the top 3 issues that Americans care about are healthcare, immigration, and jobs. And the top 3 issues that the press covers is Russia, Russia, and more Russia.
You know, I get it. I do get it. But it's like, you know, I don't want any Charlie guards in this country. I do not want any Charlie guards in this country. Not one. Not one. I do not want the government deciding who lives and who dies because they're just no good at it. They're no better at that than they are at building a stair in the park. Okay? And so all I'm saying about Trump is focus, dude. You know, the guy could be good at being president. He has the skills to be president. Don't let the senators, don't let the GOP say, oh, we were too distracted. You know, don't let the press focus on something else. Keep the focus on these guys and get that health care bill up for debate. It really is what I think the Donald has to do, and it has nothing to do with right or wrong here. This is politics. We're talking pure politics, getting stuff done.